All right, all right. How's everybody doing here? 417 in Chicago. 417. Um, all right, markets just down a tad, we're down a little 1%, 1%, almost dead even at 1% down on the SPY today. All right. We're back into this like 682 area, and we know where we was. All right. So this is an hourly chart that you're seeing here behind me, or just to the right of me, to the right of me. All right. So we're 2-2 down on the month. Okay, and we're inside week. All right, now it's only a Monday. All right, it's only a Monday, so it was a little bit of to move down to downside. I do have some numbers I'm going to give you. Those SPY says coming back down on SPY, we're looking at 675 spot 78, 675 spot 78. All right, I think we might have a little bit of a support level there. All right. Now the futures are going a little higher here since the market closed. All right. So we've turned around a little bit here, try to get better. All right. So here we are. See if we can keep some support level. Here's around the 675. We finished with the week with the insider here. All right, so we'll see what the rest of the week is going to bring. And again, I think we're probably going to go back inside, and we know all about the chop, right? We've been talking about it for a long time, and especially on that daily. Okay, as you see right here. So what is starting to happen, and we talked about this last week, is that it's starting to shrink a little bit. All right. See, there was these big bold moves, and now you got these smaller moves. Okay, so typically we look to see if something can squeak out. Basically, is kind of the way that I word it. All right, so as we start to shrink in here, we'll wait to see if something starts to break. We do have the new month coming, and then we're going to get a new bar. So, but it looks as though the SPY might stay red here for the rest of the week. I mean, unless something dramatic happens or anything else like that. All right, but so it's pretty stout right now. All right, on the monthly. All right. So that's where that's where we're laying right now. We'll see if we can break down any more of this. This is again, you're looking at the hourly chart. All right, so you got the 3-1-2 down, fought back, and then you got the 2-2 back up at the end of the day. I like seeing when they show up at the end of the day, and today they were. All right, so we'll see what happens with the SPY. Okay, QQQ. I got a number for that one too coming down. Our support level in Qs are going to be 593, 593.41, 593 spot 41. Write that number down. All right. So Qs 3-2 inside here. It is a 2 bar. Okay, so it made the lower low. So 3-2 here, but more importantly, on the weekly, we're no chance of even getting out either way right now. Probably more inclined to say that we could probably get back out to the highs. All right, but that's 610. All right, and we're trading, so that's a $9 move to the downside, and then if we're moving down farther, we're coming down a little bit more. Okay, so again, I gave you the numbers, so you know the numbers on the support level on Qs, and we'll just see if they can hold. And the same thing is starting to happen with the chop. We had the bigger moves on the chops. Right, that was a big move right there. You got the big move, get up, bring them in, bring them in. It's starting to shrink. All right, now the Qs were a little better today, but the lag 7 is still having a lot of troubles. But Apple took the week up today, and Google take the day up, but it ran back into the hole all day, and it went out near the lows. All right, Amazon couldn't make the move here to try to take that week up, and Tesla can't do it. Microsoft is still really horrible. Microsoft just can't get off its butt at all. All right, so continuation. I like to see the 60 at the end of the day, though. All right, exhaustion risk all over the place on all these right now. I mean, unless there's something that we don't know that's horribly wrong. Okay, but we'll find out eventually either way. All right, so that on tech, I got a couple names that I just wanted to go through here. And then I'm going to go through the sectors because I think that's where the meat and the potatoes are, at least I think. All right, a couple names here. Oracle. Oracle was a downer today here with the day down. Oracle coming back down. All right, you got the 60 trying to come up at the end of the day, which is valiant. All right, but you're 2-2 down on week now. So what can happen here? This can engulf. Okay, this thing's if the tech starts to rally. You're probably going to get that move up exponentially, and then you'll have that pullback. But we'll see. It's just like what happened with the diamonds, right? We got up to 50,000, and now we're back at 48,000 and change. So where do we find that sweet spot where things start to firm up? All right, and so far I'm just going through a couple names. Oracle is just not great. Okay, it's 2 down for the year. And it was already puking in the last 2 months of the year. So going to take some time for Oracle to try to turn around. Just wanted to show a couple of those. Salesforce is going to report soon. I don't know exactly the day. This is another one that kind of crapped out on us here. It firmed up at the end of the year. You get the 322 back up, but so. Starting with the 2 month down, all right, we're going to continue to watch the weeks, guys. All right, these stocks are still not good. Okay, so what else is there? Here's another one, Boeing. Coming back inside with the 2-1 inside. We'll see what Boeing's going to bring here. That's a nice shooter coming back down. Could go into force. But we'll see what that was, and we're already down on the week, and we fought back a little bit. So if you wanted to go outside, it would have to take 245.63. We're going to have to get some kind of rally to get this stuff moving right now. And now with all this tariff business and all these other things that are going on in the macro world, we don't have any control over any of that. All we can control is what we do and watch what we do, and we watch the charts. You know what I'm saying? And if we see exhaustion risk things coming down to the other side, then we'll start to look for something. But until then, right now, again, just a little agita right now, right? The market's got a little agita. All right. So just a few names. I don't go through too many. Walmart showed up today, which was nice. Seeing fighting back with the 3-1 in the week. Had a nice day. It took the day back up after the move down. So Walmart, see if Walmart can get back down to where she was at 130, basically almost about 137. I'm sorry, 135. But see what tomorrow brings with Walmart. Tried to come back at the end here a little bit. Got the 2, so kind of chopping for the most part, but took the day up. So Walmart, a little better there. All right, well, better there. We'll talk about crude. We talk about energy. Crude goes 2-2, but then kind of surrenders a little bit at the end of the day. I I'm just waiting for the crude to start to breaking back down again, but we'll see what the day brings on that one. The light sweet crude is holding up fairly well too. All right, so trying to fight back at the end of the day, guys. Trying to fight up on the end of the day on the UCO, trying to bring it back up. All right, and then XLE. XLE, we'll go to that sector. All right, kind of gave up at the last 60 of the day, so not much talking about there. You got do have shooter day on down. Okay, so I don't see possibly that going into force with this 2 month up. That's really strong. All right, so pulling back and wait and see. All right, so there's your XLE. Let's go through the rest of them here. Retail trying to get back up again today. Put up a 2 hammer up here. It's red. It's not great. And you're going up against this outsider from Friday. All right, so 3-2 lower now. All right, and we come back in. So we're gonna be coming inside in here in somewhere. All right, we're shooter down, but we're still green. So I'm not giving up on retail, or am I giving up on the discretionaries as much as they don't look that great? All right. XLY is same, looking exactly like XRT. All right, there's, but I like the 2-2 up at the end of the day. I wanted to make a point about that. All right, so 2-2 back up on your, which your discretionaries, and there's your weekly. All right, and it's just a day. All right, it's just a day. So these two are the same, one and the same, but 2 down here. So it's going to have to wait till we get an insider here coming into the new month. We're going to get a pretty good idea once we flip over to the year. All right, and then on that first week, we're going to really focus on the quarters. All right, because then we're going into the final month of the quarter. All right, so discretionaries still heavy down, guys. There's no reason to go running after any of this garbage. I'm just making you aware of them because we look for things that come out from, we don't want to be buying anything at the up at the highs. But if we got full time frame continuity and we're staying in there. You're moving your stops up and your continuation to the upside. On that note, XLV finally got it better today. Now finally gets a 2-2 back up. It was really chopping here. It's just been a lot of chopping going on with this guy too. All right, better today now, and there's your outsider. So watch that 60 tomorrow, could go into force. You take that back up. Pretty good here on healthcare, and it was anchored by a couple of stocks, and this was one of them for sure. All right, Lilly was up 4.86% today, up almost $50 today. All right, so puts up a little hammer here, nice on the daily, stuck in the middle on the month, but she's green, and that's okay. You're better than some other stocks, I'll tell you that. All right, so Lilly was better. Again, anchored with a couple other ones here. Amgen was a good one here today. All right, Amgen was up $4.67 with the day up there. All right, you got the 2-2 up on this, so you already got support here, and then they were kind of dumping it at the end of the day, so we look for that move to break down. But this month is good. All right, we'll see if healthcare can hold their gains. That's going to be the biggest trick of it of all for sure. All right. So that was kind of the two biggest names that we had moving to the upside. I did not check any of the United Healthcares or that business. 2-2 down on the week. So on a Monday, they take the week down. All right. Your magnitude is 269.72. All right. So this is your target. You're moving for the downside down here. But you also know that XLV is starting to strengthen. All right. So you got your little divided there. All right. So sit tight. And we'll see. Like I said, it's only a day. All right. And then Cigna. Cigna. That's a 2-1. I like the 2-1 day here. We'll see if that can bring up anything tomorrow. Okay. Your month is good, but it's losing it. It's losing it to the downside. All right. So yeah. So today it was XLV up $1.72. Our resurging XLPs come fighting back again today now, right? The Dow was weak today, guys. The Dow was weak today, all right? It was down $8 on the diamonds, all right? So I'm going to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's down over $800 today, all right? So 2 up on the XLP. Here they come again. Defensively showing up, seeing the futures coming down. There's no reason to go running for the exits when you see the markets go down, 1% or 1.5%. It's pullbacks. It's pullbacks. All right. So, and what do we look for? We look for the markets to come down so we can try to find some stuff that's at a discount and or just at value, okay? And then we see if the future's what they want to do here. A lot of macro news out there. Again, there's a lot of stuff that we have any control over that. All right, so 2 up on XLP, resurging after coming back down. So you probably should get a little bit more move to the upside there. Right back up to that 90.14. It keeps showing up. All right, 2-1 inside on the week. Nice start day. All right, nice start on the day here on XLP. All right, so XLP better. Look at XLB, oddly enough, 0 for the day. Look at this thing. It was 0 for the day. All right, so there's nothing to talk about other than the fact that it's 2 up and gold keeps moving and silver keeps moving, and BTG was up today. GDX is back up to 113 again now. GDX. All right, so this trade is just it's never ending. It's never ending. Look at the GDX. Nice day up today again. All right, so the metals, primarily the metals, and copper. Now copper's been moving up pretty good too. All right, and that Coeur d'Alene CDE, take a look at that one too. That one, that was actually the one that was down today. Yeah, it did come in. BTG was the better one today. All right, BTG had a nice day up there. All right, 574. I've never seen this thing. I rarely ever see this stock at $6. It's so strange that the metals have expanded like they have over the last year now. It's just crazy. All right, just crazy. All right, so we got the utilities were a little bit better today. The XLUs. I'm picking out the guys that were the best, and XLU was an upper day. All right, stuck in the middle. It's got full time frame continuity, and it's got the month up. All right, so kind of gave up on it a little bit, but how about the 3-2 back up here, man? Very nice. All right, we look for continuation on the utilities if we can keep them going again. And then I'm going to break it down on the diamonds a little bit more. We'll take another look at that one. All right, so what else? XLE, we talked about that one early on. Same story there, kind of fuzzed out at the end of the day. Okay. So in our sectors, I think what we got is we got XLB, XLP, XLV, utilities, sketchy a little bit, and energy, and then you got your discretionaries and your retail. XLF has really kind of fell off today. The financials really took a little bit of a beaten today on the XLF to the downside. All right, this thing was down 3%. All right, so that's a pretty good hit for the banks coming back down. All right, and we like that Robinhood, but we like it better at $65. I'll tell you that. 71.78 now, still coming down. No hurry to go after the banks. Okay, on the retail side, Let me pull up here. I'm just going to pull up a couple of names real quick here. My Nike rallied back up at the end of the day today. That was nice to see. Um, what else here? Etsy was an inside day. What else here? My GSAT's back above where we were, and 6088 coming back up. All right, GSAT's starting to get a little bit better here too. Like to get this month to get straightened up a little bit and button that thing up and turn it green. We'll see if anything moves on that one. All right, so I got that list of them still, and I like this Iridium too. All right, IRDM. This one moved up on us a little bit, got snuck away from us a little bit. But 2 on the day. You know what I like about it is that it took out the last week's lows right now. So guess what? We might be able to go up there and take that 23.79 back up to the upside, turn that into a 3-1-3 week. That's what we're looking for. All right. We'll see. Nike kind of fell apart today, but you're gonna have your down days. Okay. It's just that simple. You're you could have a bad week. All right, but. It fought back a little bit here, and I like the end. It was fighting at the end of the day, and the futures were going back up, and I'm still watching them as they go a little bit higher. All right, so let's go back to the diamonds one again, and I'm not going to pull up the diamonds. I'm going to pull up the Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJI, right? So we get to the $50,000 number, right? We get the job done, 50,512.79, and we have really peeled off. Now, typically when you make a move like this, you're going to pull back. All right. So, how do we gauge this? Well, we wait now with the shooter down on them. If this month holds here and doesn't really break, then there's probably a good chance it might not go into the force. It might not go into force and then try to trigger this thing to start taking it lower. This is a pretty good pullback. Maybe there's more in the tank. I can't say for sure, but I think you want to gauge everything right now on the monthly. Keep an eye on the monthly and see what the Dow Jones wants to do. Today it was down $821. All right. Again, it was 1.66%. All right. So we start doing like 3s, 5s, 7%. This is gonna be a different ball game, and we haven't seen those numbers. So we have inclination to believe that the market should come back up when we get these dips. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, you're gonna protect yourself with your stops, and you know what we do, right? All right, so I'm gonna leave it here. Tomorrow, I'll definitely be in the morning. We'll see how things are setting up for the day. I think you should watch the gappers, especially you new traders, and I don't know how many of you are out there. Again, I leave the link on there on the YouTube so you can get into the Discord, and I've seen that a bunch of people have come in, but I don't really see them popping in too much. And I understand it's a 6.5 hour day, and I know you don't have time to, maybe you don't have time to sit there 6.5 hours a day and watch the markets. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start put some more numbers out, and like places where we think this might be a good spot for us to get into some positions. All right. But I do that in the Discord now. But I'm trying to get some more people to get in the Discord. We're trying to grow this thing. All right. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So again, heavy down on the day. Dow was heaviest on the day here. So we'll see what happens now. I just see him move back up here. Back up to 488.27 now. So we closed at 48.01, where there's just 25 cents higher. All right, we'll see what the overnight brings, and we'll get back at it. We'll get back at it in the morning. All right, so everybody, be good.